I'm Travis Woodleaf, youth elder here at the church. This church is so special because obviously I've grown up here, got baptized here, gone to pre-K, VBS, just pretty much spent my whole life at this church. Now I'm in youth group, and that's really special to me because we always go out and do work for not only for the church, and every time we do that, it just like feels like I'm touching people's hearts, and that's just so special to be able to have that connection with God and other people. And I just think it's so important that we keep young families and the church alive. You know, it's about church. This church is so special to me, and I know if other people came here, they'd feel that stewardship and just how such an amazing place this is, and especially with people with kids. People with kids would love this place. We're about to go on a mission trip to this place in Tampa. It's called Cedar Kirk and Bethel. And it's like UCOM here in town. It's a food pantry, and we're going to help pretty much do whatever they need to keep the grounds upkeep or whatever.
Your name?
Hi, my name is Chuck Martin. We've been members here for about 8 years. We don't have the longevity that many do, but I am fortunate in the fact that I had the opportunity to meet with several members who some have passed, but that go back to the founding of this church and understand basically what the drivers of what brought the church to be. So I feel fortunate in understanding a little bit more about that, but I don't have the first-hand knowledge that many do. But certainly with its beginnings, I guess, in the 50s, and then the construction of the sanctuary we have now in the 60s, and that, as I think Travis was talking, that there's a lot of people, grew up here. The reasons they're here are, their foundation with their families. And so just learning how that transpired through the years and what came to be and the many families that have been in this church and all the good things that it's done. Certainly from my perspective, I've been involved in several of the outreach and several of the ministries that are involved in that. And I think some of the ones I've been more directly with are UCOM, in United Community Outreach Ministries, and the food pantry that is. Again, this church was one of the 4 founding members of that, which has grown to 40 plus organizations today. So you can see how this church was fundamental in the growth of Jacksonville religious community. So I think just meeting people that have been involved in that. I mean, you start talking about service side of it, as such as Salzbacher for the homeless and the needy and those less fortunate. And you get to many things, I guess, from a foundational standpoint. They've been involved. We've been involved, or I've been involved, I guess, in the Lucille Hart Fund. But that started as a shoe fund for underprivileged children. And it was by a founding member here. And it's just those type activities are what kind of bring, why we're doing what we're doing for the needs of the community, family, the church family, and that. So it just, there's so much that from this church that has given us a feeling of, a need, what we can do to help. So, there's many other things that, many other things that are through outreach, and I won't go into all those, but I mean, it's just that, from our standpoint, we try to help where we can and make an impact.
Hi, I'm Kathy Barnwell. George and I've I've been a member since 1976. George was the 12th child baptized here, so I think that gives a little bit of why we support the church away right there. But I've been volunteering at the church since 1976. Love teaching Sunday school. We just got done with a great week of VBS. And we have 2 kids, Robert and Michael, and they were both baptized here. They were confirmed here. George and I were married here. Stewardship is more than just sharing our time, talents, and treasures. It's really a way of life to us. My mother always told me that the world doesn't revolve around me when I was growing up. And it took me a while to get that, but it's really true. I believe our reasoning for being here is to try to make the world a better place than it was. Try to do a little bit for other people who are less fortunate than we are. Because we think about it, God gave us everything we have. And we want to give some of that back as a way of saying thanks. One thing we like to do is we go to UCOM. We go a couple times a week. And, of course, you give food out. You give cleaning supplies and stuff. But a big thing you give is by taking a minute and looking somebody in the eye and listening to them. There's a lot of people today don't feel like they count. And that's just something we can do. Chris Lawrence once told me that he tries to see Jesus in everybody he looks at or talks to. And that's what I try to do too. I think that's a great way to live. The church, our church is so supportive of everybody. In 2016, I had breast cancer. And the church helped me get through it. I'm not sure how I would have done without it. And so one of the ways I like to give back is by going to MD Anderson once a week on the chemo floor, and I talk to the people who are going through what I did, and that helps them see somebody, you can make it, you can do this. And I've had more people tell me that, and it just touches me that something so small that I can do makes an impact on people. Giving your money is not as fun to some people as giving your time and your talents, but it's important. If you think about, we need to pay our bills here, we need to pay our staff. All of our programs we do, all of our ministries cost money. So with everybody's support, Lakewood can stay here for years and years and years and still be a shining light in the community to turn other people to Jesus.